my god, you're already awake. I can imagine you're like so excited about today. Oh, yes, I am so excited for you. I am truly so happy that you booked this role. I don't think anyone could do a better interpretation of like nerdy, booky, like love interest, especially in like such a great, amazing, like really deep movie company like Hallmark. I think you're gonna do an amazing job, and I think we have just enough time to be able to get you all prepped and ready. Yeah, so of course, how did the audition go? Did they love you? Tell me all about it. I told you. Perfect. Wonderful. Yeah. Did they have you read the I'm so glad we practiced that. It seems like it was absolutely worth it. Let me quickly just I'm just so happy for you. I genuinely I think it would have been such a huge mistake if they would have picked anyone else. I looked at those other people, yeah, the ones outside the audition space. I looked at them. I looked at all of them, and I was like, "There's no way." Plus, I know like all of their managers, and like, no, none of them were like ready, you know. Yeah. So, actually, that reminds me, as a bit of like a little bit of a prezi, I decided I'd bring you like a bunch of like notebooks. I picked up a bunch so you can pick like whichever you feel really like suits your character. I know you've only read like a little bit of the script at this point, but like I feel like that's enough to go off of, you know, like you're just like kind of a nerdy, booky, journaly type. I don't know if like the actual notebook has like that much. I don't think it has that much of like an impact. Yeah, let me show you what I've got here. So I grabbed a bunch, and you know, I'll start off with the first few that don't really like have a ton to like change their character for like who they are. But then once we get towards the end, that's where we start making some like character choices. You know what I mean? Well, and you know, I think the worst thing in the world is to have too plain of a character. You know, it's a Hallmark Valentine's movie. You want to make sure that you are going to bring it. And I think that begins with a notebook. So, first one, you can see you already eyeing this one up. This one is a gorgeous, super patterned little one. You know, if you feel like your character like goes outside and like likes bugs, maybe you're one of those like mushroom people. I don't know, but really, really cute, you know, spiral bound. So if at any point in time they need you to like rip out a page for dramatic effect, like you find out that he actually didn't catch his flight back to you, totally fine, completely easy. There are a bunch of different like flowers, of course mushrooms. It's a navy overall, and the pages inside are like pretty standard, you know. This is definitely for the like writer or planner types, I feel like. So, you know, if you're feeling like based on what you like, all the depth you've gathered about your character up to this point, if you feel like they're like a writer and a planner, I think this is the one. But you know, it is a character choice about all the florals and mushrooms and bugs. So be cautious with this one. I know it's really cute, but we have to be careful. We gotta make sure that we're presenting exactly what you think your character is. Now, to kind of continue in that like realm of like super cute, not super character defining notebooks, we have this next one. Yeah, it's like a little smaller. It's definitely for like the working person, like pop it in your bag and you're off. This gives me like really like beanie coffee shop vibes. Like you definitely like rescue cats in your spare time. have, of course, our little bookmark, and the inside got this like gorgeous orange, and then very similar, just lined pages plain. I just thought that, like, you know, there are a lot of people that have cat notebooks, but the style of this one, where they're just sort of painted and slightly raised shiny, I thought it added a lot. Like, if you're really trying to, like, communicate that you are a good person, you could totally tie this in some way, shape, or form. And I don't know if that's what you're going for, but definitely something to keep in mind. Now, what I was thinking, so I don't really know what I was thinking with this one. It was a shot, right? This is one of the last ones without, like, major character moments. This one is, like, for the astrology girlies, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's, like, a bunch of star shapes on it. I mean, I put this in the, like, not a ton of character, you know, planning, but it kind of is. Again, that nice working person size, throw it in your bag and get on your way. This one is kind of like the dark academia vibe, I think. Yeah. On the inside, we have that same navy and nice, just lined pages. Could be very nice. And for these ones, they make such a great, like, slam shut. I was, like, testing it at the bookstore. Like, I'm sure everyone was really, really impressed with all of my book testing, but I was, like, slamming them shut and seeing, like, how much attitude could these carry. And these ones are pretty good, so keep that in mind. So now we're on to the sort of ones that are more, like, character defining, right? So this one, I actually saw it, like, on a display, which I thought was really, really great that they had, like, pre-made, like, notebooks. I mean, it wasn't quite, like, in the bookstore. It was on one of, like, the external displays. I hadn't actually seen them doing displays there before. But this one is, like, kind of, like, I don't know, like, maybe a little bit, business type meets, like, crafty. So this one, of course, gorgeous black sharp lines on this one, which, you know, says a lot about a person if they're a curved or a sharp edge of book. And the pages are all, like, rainbow, which I thought was so cute. And it's, like, really cool because there's, like, pretty stuff in here. It's like you wouldn't even have to do it. You could just show up and have, like, a character book in place, which I thought was, like, so awesome. Yeah, I think they're probably branching into props now, which is great. Also, really good slam shut ability, though I will say the craft pages, I think they made them a little thick. Yeah, so it's not quite as, like, one and done as I would have, like, preferred in a book slamming moment, but still worth it, still neat. Yeah. So, next up, okay. Before we get to this next one, I need you to know that I was, like, kind of reaching. I was trying to make sure I had something in, like, every side of the docket. I had covered, like, whatever you wanted for your character, your breakout. I wanted to make sure it was exactly what you wanted. So if you hate it, that's okay. I also, like, but if you love it, that's great. So this one is, like, if you like the vibe of, like, that mysterious parent that, like, goes missing at sea and, like, leaves this, like, rusty dusty old journal for your, like, kid to find, like, years down the line and start their grand adventure, like, this is that book. There's, like, a really big long twine around it, which probably wouldn't be great if you, like, needed to leave a scene quickly. You'd probably be sitting there unwinding this for a minute or winding it back up, but it's got, like, interesting, more homemade page vibe. It's absolutely dead parent at sea, but, you know, it's okay. And if that's, you know, what you feel like you were getting from the character, then this is perfect. There's like some designs in it. I don't know. Some weird like seahorse dragon looking things. Not sure about that, but you know, it won't be like featured up close, right? It'll probably be like just kind of a zine thing. Yeah. Anyway, so that's this one. Always an option, not even like particularly bad. Just definitely unique. Like, you know, actually, if you went with this one, the directors might, you know, you might get a couple points with them because of how like unique you are. Yeah. And it's like bound by the same twine. You can see on the inside, it's like bound on like little chapter looking things. So, you know, if your character is like a little more like rugged, bookish, and especially if they're like journaling a lot, to separate it into like chapters, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not judging you if you like this one. Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those things where you say it and eventually it'll come, you know, manifestation, right? Yeah. Anyway, so now we're getting into the area of like, because I wasn't sure what I was like expecting from you and your character, the possibility that they could be like an ultra minimalist is super real. So I got this just super minimalist, like major like clean girl style, like so business savvy, so put together, and like I figure if, you know, you're kind of that character that's going to be like the change for the better because the Festival of Town like changed you, this would be a good place to start. Yeah, it's just very, very clean, very sleek. Definitely super easy to like shove in like a purse or something, I'm sure. As long as you shove it in this way and like don't set anything on top of it, then like I'm sure it's great. Though, to be fair, this one, not as many pages. So depending on like how much writing you're doing in scenes, take caution. But yeah, so that's this one. And then, let me see. Oh yes, of course. So, this one I grabbed like kind of on a whim, and if you like it, you are like totally welcome to keep it. You don't have to use it for the character. I thought it was something that like reminded me a lot of you. It's a pretty big one, but it is like a proper like guided journal. So you can like completely follow along, and there's like a really cute little this dream journal belongs to, and you can just like track your dreams and write little like reflections about it and symbolism, and it just like sets it all out for you. So if you feel like your character is like the kind that would be like into this sort of thing, like I totally see this working. And it is like a nice hardcover, same with the like wire bound, so you can rip out a page. Excellent slammability, top notch. Nothing else compares to this. So if you feel like your character's a little fiery, or maybe have them like fully the sun in afterwards with this one, I don't know how exactly that works, but super cute. I love the design on the front. I think it's super minimalist. It'll work really well in like shots, especially, you know, if they're not quite trying to have the notebook be front and center. It can still like show up, which I think is really, really great. Yeah. And then with this last one, first off, I know that we had like like handwriting lessons, which I know was great and awesome, but I think, you know, something that could possibly be a little better is spelling. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure they could just like CGI it in afterwards. I mean, it's Hallmark, like they have the budget. I'm sure they could. But I figured if like they wanted you to actually, you know, do the writing yourself and didn't want to have to like CGI it in afterwards and that sort of thing, I thought it could be like really, really great to start you with a coloring book. Yeah, because like who needs to write and spell when you can just color? And I feel like, anyway, this has a lot better shot for like really describing and showing like what your character is feeling inside. Yeah, like, and then you have a fun project to work on set at all times. It's wonderful. Yeah, like there's this one of like a really pretty flower. And I'm sure if your character is like working on this, then they're really feeling, you know, like it might take time, but then they'll eventually bloom and be beautiful. So there's just like a lot of symbolism in here that I think you could benefit from. Yeah, like if you're feeling really slow, snails. And, you know, it'd be the perfect show not tell. Literally perfect. What else do we have in here that you could use? Yeah, there's a lot of mushrooms in this too. I don't think you're feeling very fungal. Yeah, maybe don't color in those ones. Oh yeah, here we have and mushroom. But yeah, a beautiful bird. If you're ready to take flight, yeah, like on your character's up arc, when they're like debating what to do, bird. Yeah. So anyway, I figured that would probably be like our safest option, just so you know. And then like when you're really smart at the end of the movie, because you decided to stay in the small town instead of returning to like New York City or whatever to continue your multi-million job. Oh. Yeah. No, I think it'd be like a really, really great idea, and then we could just like drop the writing coach. Yeah, they did say you're making like really great progress, but yeah. So, an option. Well, that is all of the notebooks that I got. Let me just stack them all up here, and then you can pick which ones you like. I'll be sure to mark it down so that we can make sure to buy out the stock, and then we can release like a, you know, a better quality, like more expensive version as like merch for the movie, promotional material. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. So just let me know which ones you feel like going with. You like, okay. Oh no, this is my personal. This is not well, I mean, I guess if you want it, you could take it with, yeah. No, well, I'll just rip out the first like 50 pages or so, and then, you know, you could, yeah, it's got a nice band here, and it's fabric. It's really, you know, for the working woman, really super easy to just throw in a bag and keep everything down, and then, you know, you don't leave a virtual paper trail. All your paper trail's right here, so if anything ever happens, you just, no, that's why you use candles, right? Yeah, I mean, if you like it, got a cute little bookmark. Yeah, no, that's fine. Absolutely. Well, I'll make sure to tell our marketing team to buy out all of these, and make sure no one else can get their hands on them, and then sell them for like probably a 50% uptick when the movie drops, because I'm sure people are going to be wanting this. Yeah, well, just give that to you now, I suppose. Yeah, there you go. shiny. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm supposed to be able to count on you. Just really quickly get in here. Gosh. No, we are not supposed to have any fine lines. Not for a while. No, listen, I am like 2 steps away from like buccal fat removal. This is not what we need right now. Buccal? No, I'm pretty sure it's buccal. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think you can use a little bit too. Yeah, no, let me just grab a little bit of product here. Then we'll just gently well, because you know, there are good highlights and then there are like bad highlights, right? Where we don't want to be shiny, so we just put a ton of powder there so we're never shiny there. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let me just do a little bit more. Oh no, on me, not on you. Sorry. You're beautiful. You look great as always. Oh, it's always those fine lines coming after me, you know. You hit 20 and suddenly they just start popping up everywhere. Oh, I did want, you know what, let me check. Now that I'm a little more composed, I did get a message from the PR team. Let me just look in here. Yes, the post-run paparazzi, the one we scheduled, yeah, received so well. Everyone's talking about it, very happy. Yeah, it seems like people were like really impressed by your like natural beauty, of course, even when like working up a sweat, which thank you setting spray for that one. And then let me see, we also have, of course, people were talking about your recent collaboration. Though everyone keeps guessing who the other hands were in the shot, which I thought was perfect. We're really setting up for that mystery there. It's gorgeous. And then, of course, the post you did about like recently having an interview. Oh yeah, people are already like debating what it could be. People say you should star in like the next Hunger Games. Like everyone obsessed with you. We're really drumming up that anticipation. People were asking if you're gonna be in it with Zendaya, which is always a good sign. Yes, of course. Oh yeah, sure, here. There, just pucker. Perfect. Now this color looks really great on you. And then just gorgeous. Obsessed. Stunning. Yeah, well, I'm so glad we got that notebook situation figured out. And yeah, you can just give it back to me at the end of the audition. I'll need to rip out a bunch of pages, but we should have that order sent out pretty soon so that, you know, we'll be able to really do some cool stuff with merch, really unique stuff. And I think it's always fun when people can like buy an actual prop from the film, you know. Yeah, alrighty, well, your makeup team should be here in 23 seconds, so they'll take care of you from there. Obviously, I'll let them know you have a little bit of something going on now. I'm not sure if they'll take it off or not, but they have been made aware of the role that you have today, so they'll guss you up all perfect for the role. Not that you need it, you look perfect already, but, you know, can't help to fit in a little better. Definitely let me know how it goes. Yes. Of course. Oh yeah, no, everything's fine. Yep, just okay, perfect. Wonderful, yep. The order for those notebooks has been put in, and no worries, of course, I can find another one. And yeah, so I'll see you after the interview. Best of luck. Break a leg and enjoy your first day.